Every day, video producers and content creators wake up with stories to tell. They need powerful tools to create powerful content to reach their audience. Thousands of users around the world have chosen NewTek TriCaster as their preferred tool in sharing their vision. From children in elementary schools to large global events, countless hours of material is produced every day and shared with viewers on screens, online, and on TV. Today, we celebrate these innovative pioneers and the work that they have done. Welcome to the inaugural TriCaster Director of the Year Awards.
Hello everyone, I am Richard Evans and welcome to the inaugural TriCaster Director of the Year Award ceremony, showcasing the talents of you, the directors and operators out there who work hard to create amazing stories using NewTek TriCaster. Now, we've received submissions from all around the world for this ceremony, and choosing the winners was no small task for our judges. Now, joining me now to help announce these awards is my fellow TriCaster user, Chris Burgos. Chris, how's it going?
Richard, I'm so happy to be here. This is amazing that we are actually giving awards to TriCaster operators and directors. It is amazing to give flowers to the people actually getting the job done live and in the field. I'm so happy. Can't wait to see what the awards bring for us.
So Chris and I are both TriCaster operators along with our judges. So this is an award ceremony for TriCaster operators by TriCaster operators and is produced on a TriCaster.
Richard, it's really amazing what's possible with the power of TriCaster. I mean, you and I both work with it in both a professional and a creative space, and I think that the opportunities are so unbound when you start to dig into what the power of the system is. And I'm really happy and excited to sort of cover the diversity of creation that we're about to go into with our award ceremony. So I'm excited. I know you could feel it. So I want to kick it back to you and see what's coming up.
Right on. Well, let's get to our first award. Now, all over the world, TriCaster operators and houses of worship are fulfilling their spiritual mission by sharing their message with powerful production tools and the power of video.
You know, there's so many things to consider when you're doing a house of worship production, Richard. There are things that you can power with the TriCaster, like the lyrics, those graphics being generated. There are images on screens. And finally, you know, I really think about the ability to reach your audience globally with the power of something like streaming.
All right, so let's get to the nominees for the TriCaster Director of the Year for House of Worship.
Johnny Ray with the Mother's Day message by his preacher performing Mama, We Need You. Tatenda Guti with the Ezekiel television channel. And Kalechi Thank God Ibe with the Deeper Christian Live Ministry.
And the winner of the House of Worship TriCaster Director of the Year Award is Tatenda Guti. Tatenda and Ezekiel Guti Evangelistic Association used their TriCaster in conjunction with remote callers to create an interactive show where the audience is also the star. Congratulations and good work. Now I'll accept this award on his behalf.
Being on the field or in the stadium doesn't always mean you're seeing every moment of the action. Local teams, leagues, schools, esports, and broadcasters are using NewTek solutions to bring those moments to their audience, and these are the nominees for TriCaster Director of the Year for Sports.
Randy Brewer for his work with the Tullahoma Wildcats live high school football. Yomer Kahayan with his work with the TriCaster 2 Elite in the Philippines Superbike Championship. Ivo Fuentes for his work with drag racing at Perth Motorplex in Western Australia. And Imri Halevi with his work for the 2021-22 Harvard University Athletics Sports Season.
And the winner for the TriCaster Director of the Year for Sports is Imri Halevi with the Harvard University Athletics. The Harvard University Athletics Department broadcasts more than 300 games a year and has a dedicated staff of students airing their shows on live TV like ESPN and streaming their games online. And joining us now is Imre from Harvard. Thank you so much and congratulations on winning the TriCaster Director of the Year for Sports. Fantastic job. How do you feel?
Thank you. I feel great. Very, very humbled, very honored.
Very cool. So your production is pretty all over the place as far as like different games that you're doing. Tell us a little bit about the different kind of sports that you produce.
We have all of them. We have 42 Division I teams at Harvard, and so we produce anything from football and basketball to fencing and rowing and sailing and skiing and lots of other things. We've done it all.
That's amazing. Yeah, some of the graphics work that I was watching you guys do was fantastic. So what do you have coming up down the pipeline as far as like, well, you know what, let me ask, how many people do you have on your staff to help you do all this?
We have 4 full-time people on our multimedia staff, and we use a very, very large group of students and recent graduates from local colleges. We're very lucky that we're in Boston, so there are lots of colleges around us and very talented students who want to get involved. And so we rely heavily on them because we have so many different sports. We often have a lot of overlapping games, a lot of things happening at any given time. And so our students are the backbone of everything we do.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. And as far as tying it all together with the TriCaster, how's that all working out for you? Are you using via NDI or are you kind of a mix of everything?
Yes to everything. We have 5 TriCasters, I believe, 2 TC2s, 2 TC1s, and a mini. And they do it all. The moment NDI came out, we realized it was going to be a game changer and what we were going to rely heavily on. And so our control rooms are very NDI heavy, and we do remote productions for everything, for all our productions. We do those using NDI. We have NDI PTZ cameras, we have NDI encoders and decoders. It's all NDI to make sure that we can do what we do.
That's awesome. Way with the future right there. So that's so cool. So again, congratulations on winning. Thanks for talking to us. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Business communication happens every day, whether it's town hall meetings, executive briefings, training sessions, or company presentations. Using the production tools included with the TriCaster, companies are using video to collaborate and stay connected, saving time and money while maintaining a professional image. Here are the nominees for TriCaster Director of the Year, Corporate.
Daniel Choi for his work with Saint Laurent in Brazil. Basil Lassaw for his work with Schaeffler Rep Expert Corporate Education Series. Renan Alves Vieira with Abracadabras. Ahmad Shaifulazam Arshad with Migo Live.
And the winner is Renan Alves Vieira. Renan has been in the Brazilian audiovisual market for over 10 years. His team left Sao Paulo in a charter bus with 40 employees and 3 trucks loaded with all the equipment to carry out one of the largest online congresses in Brazil. Congratulations to him and everyone at the team at Abracadabras.
Thank you, Chris. Now, Redden couldn't be here today to join us, but I will be accepting this award on his behalf.
Live video producers are in charge of managing all the angles, graphics, and storytelling that is present in any live event. From talk shows to conventions to live concerts, TriCaster operators have to be ready for anything, and with the help of the TriCaster, they are. Here are the nominees for TriCaster Director of the Year for live production.
Edison Arturo and Roman Zapata for their election coverage with Tela Antioquia. Martin Janoff for his work with Focal Point out of Boston. Matt Johnson for his work with the Hasbro PulseCon. G. Kit Yap for his amazing esports coverage out of Malaysia.
And the winner of the Live Production TriCaster Director of the Year award goes to Matt Johnson of M&M Productions for Hasbro PulseCon, a fantastic show with guests from all things Hasbro, including video walls, remote collars, and more. And joining us now is the winner of the TriCaster Director of the Year for Live Production, Matt Johnson. Matt, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. So when you're working with the Hasbro, like the video that you've seen, by the way, I probably have watched it on my own personal time because I'm a toy nut myself. Can you tell us a little bit about the production that goes on behind the scenes of that?
So we used a excuse me, we used a TC2 Elite that was provided by High Output Studios in Canton, Massachusetts. The TC2 Elite, we used just about every available ME on the switcher. I think we used 3 of the 4 DDRs. We had color correction in place. We had audio delay in place. If you notice from the clips, we were bringing stuff into back walls. We were doing effect wipes. I mean, we definitely put that machine to its limits.
That's amazing. Yeah, it looked really cool production too. How big is your staff?
I think there were about 20 or 30 of us on that show. I was hired by a company called Media Monks, and they were chosen. They were hired by Hasbro, and I've done a lot of work with Media Monks over the years. Actually starting back during COVID with them. Jamie Lofiego was our show director. Danielle Diogardi was our producer. Andy Kerr was content management. Ken Stiver was our chief engineer. All those guys are great people to work with. I mean, anybody who's been in this business long enough knows that when you're working shows like that on the road, you become family, with your fellow crew members. And we are a very close-knit group.
Well, that's awesome. So do you do other productions other than the one that we saw too, or what else do you have
I
going on with your team?
So I'm one of the co-owners of M&M Productions out of Benton, Arkansas. We do a lot of live sports productions. We have a couple production trucks. There's a Division II collegiate conference called the Great American Conference. We do all of their championships throughout the year, their broadcasts. We do some broadcasts for some local high schools around here. We do, we'll do corporate events, banquets, kind of anything that, gets thrown our way, so we don't necessarily just focus on one area. We kind of cover a lot of different areas.
That's awesome. Well, you got the tools to do it, so amazing job. Congratulations again for that hard work you did, and I'll be watching at the next PulseCon.
Definitely. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, so our next category is education. Now, when we think about education, we no longer imagine rows of desks and chairs with notepads and pens. In the last few years, video has found itself at the very center of every educational environment and the ultimate enabler of remote or hybrid learning. Now, here are the nominees for the TriCaster Director of the Year, Education.
Forrest Delka Wicks with Lewiston High School. Denise Duke with Forest Lake Elementary School. Tony Liuzzi, using TriCaster to educate the doctors of today and tomorrow. And Diane Strand for her work with the nonprofit JDS Creative Academy's Spirit of Innovation.
And the winner is Tony Liuzzi. Tony, congratulations. Tony works with the virtual medical education and used the TriCaster 2 Elite's Live Call Connect feature to bring medical educators together. And the control room he built allows for virtual video production so they can switch their shows from anywhere. Tony Liuzzi couldn't be here to join us today, so I will be accepting this award on his behalf. But great job, Tony and crew.
Next up, we present the award for Environmental, Social, and Government's TriCaster Director of the Year, showcasing work in a very important field that helps keeping our world moving forward. And the winner is Jared Drake for A Walk with Obie and Wade, a virtual walk with Obie Kaufman and Wade Crowfoot as they come together to solve pressing issues of California's lands. Congratulations, Jared.
We're in the Sierra Nevada, up at about 5,000 feet at the base of the Sierra Buttes. And Obie invited me out for a hike and to go camping.
Well, I suppose we've got about 18 hours to do as much deep hanging out as possible.
I'm just eager to get out and to have sort of an exchange of ideas. The mashup of art, inspiration, and then our side, policy, governmental approaches as well. funny that you say old growth.
Yeah, I'm talking straight up arboriculture, right? Define canopy, mid-canopy, understory, forest floor, right?
Yeah. Well, and how this all comes together too, you know? It's incredible.
And joining us now for the TriCaster Director of the Year for Environmental, Social, and Governance is Jared Drake. Jared, congratulations.
Thanks, Richard. Yeah, thank you all. This is a massive honor. I come at live streaming from kind of the book film side of things. My wife and I, we run a literary PR management company, but I also work in the film industry. I have a documentary that's currently the #1 doc on iTunes. And I'm in Palisades, Tahoe, in the middle of production on our next film. It's a scripted ski comedy. So,
oh, wow.
From really that live streaming from the story and film side, I don't have like a broadcast or events background, which I think makes live streaming really exciting, because for storytellers and authors and filmmakers, it's really been eye-opening in terms of how that can change the conversation and the opportunities to tell stories and connect with audiences. And so as we begin to explore live streaming and see the possibility and what's out there, it's completely opened up a whole new world of connecting with audiences from the film and story side of things. So it's a massive honor to be acknowledged for this.
Oh, well, thank you. That's amazing. That's a fantastic way to. I didn't even think about how moving from one medium over to live streaming would be, so affecting like that. As far as your work is concerned, for example, the environmental, social, and governance, how does TriCaster affect the way that you are making change in that field?
Well, I think the biggest difference, hands down, is being able to have a conversation with your audience. If you're making a film or you're publishing a book, it's really a one-way conversation. And for our nonfiction authors and for some of the other work we do, being able to deliver content that has production value and is engaging for live viewers while also being able to interact with them is a complete game changer in terms of our client, our content that we're trying to put out, the conversations that we're trying to have. To be able to not just talk to them or preach, but to have a two-way conversation while your material's going out is huge. And so, yeah it's huge.
That's fantastic, yeah. And you're in the thick of it right now, literally as we speak. Thank you for joining us today. And again, congratulations on winning TriCaster Director of the Year Award.
Yeah, thank you all. Appreciate it.
Now, the TriCaster Director of the Year Award isn't just about all the glory, it's also about fantastic prizes. Let's take a look.
For the first annual TriCaster Director of the Year Award prizes, all winners will receive a 5-year membership to New Tech University, where TriCaster operators can receive formalized New Tech product training. Virtual set editor for creating your very own custom virtual sets for use in your TriCaster productions. One PTZ3 NDI camera, allowing you to get high-quality NDI video from a powerful pan-tilt zoom camera, and one Spark Plus I/O 4K for encoding video sources into NDI and decoding NDI sources into SDI or HDMI. In addition to these prizes, the TriCaster Director of the Year for Environmental, Social, and Governance will receive a 4K TriCaster Mini, the latest mini TriCaster with everything you need to create an amazing show. And the prizes for the overall TriCaster Director of the Year will receive a 5-year membership to New Tech University, virtual set editor, a PTZ3 camera, a Spark Plus I/O 4K, a 4K TriCaster Mini, and a TriCaster Mini 4K control panel. Congratulations to all the winners so far.
Now it's time to announce the final award of the night, the TriCaster Director of the Year. All submissions from all the prior categories were eligible to win this award. The highest vote getter from all categories is a director from South Africa, utilizing virtual sets, remote calls, and clever storytelling to create engaging and successful productions for corporate video production, live events, and the broadcast industry. The winner of the inaugural TriCaster Director of the Year is Ryan Pimer.
Hey, congratulations! Ryan and his team at Flash Forward designed their own sets for use in TriCaster, utilizing 8 different camera angles, multiple virtual speakers on virtual screens, a visible virtual studio audience, live Q&As from audience members, and up to 3-way communication between physical speakers, virtual speakers, and audience members. Now, Ryan Pimer is a multi-award-winning film director and producer with over 20 years experience, as well as the founder and CEO of Flash Forward Productions. Ryan and your team, congratulations. And now we are joined by the TriCaster Director of the Year, Ryan Pimer. Ryan, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Well, out of all the submissions that we saw, yours was fantastic. You're utilizing almost everything that I could even think of that the TriCaster can do, all the way from virtual sets to bringing in remote callers. A really fantastic show. Can you tell us a little bit about how you brought the show together?
Of course. So we've been producing this reality show called The Insurance Apprentice for quite some time now. When COVID hit, of course, we couldn't have physical contestants. So ultimately, the idea here was to think of a creative way to still continue the show during a period like COVID that would still be entertaining and engaging. Now, at first, I was very skeptical when my client asked me about this. But prior to that, we had started doing what we call 3D virtual eventing experiences, which were the multiple camera angles. We'd even put the virtual audience in there in like a pit in the virtual set. We would bring in virtual callers. We'd even be able to do live Q&As. So we had kind of started fine-tuning and playing with this tech before this request came along. And then we kind of asked ourselves, well, how can we bring this to life? How are we going to have 18 contestants per episode. And then we thought about, number one, we've got our studios at our offices. And we thought, let's do a really nice branded virtual set, multiple camera angles. We'll bring in the judge's desk, just like we had in the previous version. And we'll bring in all of our contestants as well. When we brought in our contestants, it was actually a really fun process because although they were not physically present, I think if you watch parts of the episode, you'll realize that they're still incredibly they're incredibly engaged with Simon, our host. It feels like they're almost there, and that's really what I was kind of going for here is, although we're set up in a studio and although it's remote, the fact is I really wanted to give the feeling like the contestants were there and that they're still able to feel any tension, any comedy, all of the emotions that would usually come through in person. I wanted to make sure that they came through, virtually as well. And that's why we spent a lot of time in post afterwards, just really layering all of the music, the graphics, just to make sure that we are doing the best we can for a virtual reality show. I had never seen this been done before. We didn't have a formula for it. No one told us how to do it. We had to sit down for hundreds of hours and figure out different ways of using different technologies combined, obviously TriCaster as the main source, to pull something like this together.
So this is an incredible undertaking that you've done with this show. How many people do you have on your staff to help pull this off?
So, Dynamite sometimes comes in small packages. I have a team of about 10 full-time staff members, but very, very sharp, clever people, very creative, very technical. We've had to innovate and pivot, through that COVID period. And I think that really kind of kicked us into gear to really try something different, maybe risky, something that's never been done before, but, really, really paid off. I mean, I think we got nearly 500,000 views for this show, which is just online only. So even people that aren't interested in insurance ended up watching it just because it was engaging. It was visually appealing.
Right, it's
And
visually engaging, and also it was just entertaining. You know, like when we were watching, I was like, "Oh, this is actually kind of fun." You know, normally when you think of like corporate videos, like it's kind of stiff or something like
Yeah.
that. But yours was fantastic. Great job.
So, it's one thing having people watch this show and enjoy it, and be entertained. I think myself and my team, having put in hundreds and hundreds of hours of pre-production, production, and post into something like this, for a company like NewTek and TriCaster to see and acknowledge the time and skill and tech and creativity that went into this is incredibly humbling, and we're very grateful for that. So thank you.
Well, you're welcome, and very well deserved. Ryan Peemer, the TriCaster Director of the Year. Thank you so much for joining us, and again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations again to Ryan and to all the winners. It's been fantastic to see how much hard work and what everyone's been able to do with TriCaster. This has been an amazing show. Thank you for watching. Now, in the spirit of over 25 years of amazing work with NewTek, all the way from the video toaster to the TriCaster 2 Elite, we've done a lot over the years and have been inspired by all our users and especially the NewTek team itself. From our engineers, sales, marketing, shipping, my homies and support, and more. Now, we'd like to offer you a gift. Like the Smoking Toasters who gave us the hit single TriCaster in HD, we present to you the brand new, never seen before music video that we call NewTek Create Video. Enjoy.
A fitting send-off to the first annual TriCaster Director of the Year Awards. Well done.
Shout out to everyone who helped me film this, and shout out to my fellow songwriters, Steven Serrato and Chris Craddock. Thank you so much.
And thank you to all our TriCaster users and everyone watching today. Keep your eyes on newtek.com for more exciting things to come and for your chance to win next year's TriCaster Director of the Year. Thanks, guys.
Congratulations to everyone. Thank you, Chris, for joining me today, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.